Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Living in a Van 3.0. As you can see, I've started to mess around with the van to find out the different settings it has and all the different controls that I missed. I also managed to get it tuned up at an auto mechanic shop. And so it's running a lot better now, but I still need some more work on it. But I'll be doing it over time. It needs new brakes, and need to figure out the situation with the AC thing making noises. But for the most part, mechanically, this van is now running pretty good. So it's safe to drive now. So I'll be driving it and starting the conversion process. As you can see, I've got the back seat down. The stowaway seating tucked down into the floor, but I haven't tucked in the front ones. And the reason for that is this is how I think I'm going to do the configuration for the minivan camper. It's kind of modeled after Little Blue. So the construction's going to be somewhat similar, but designed so that I can actually take it all out within a few minutes and put it all back in within a few minutes. So unlike Little Blue, where stuff was screwed in, to the walls and the floor and whatnot, in this build, we're going to make it so it's completely removable without too much hassle. At least that's the goal. So some lessons that I learned from working on Little Blue, okay? Little Blue 1 and 2, I actually enjoyed that layout. It was very functional. I lived in it full time, and it was quite useful. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check the playlist on this channel for the original Living in a Van playlist. It says 5 years living in a van or something like that. But you'll find that playlist, and it has videos and stuff on Little Blue in the layout and how it was all set up. And I'm going to talk about that for those of you who are trying to convert your vehicle, especially if it's a minivan. Some points to consider, which I learned from experience, from doing it and seeing what works and what doesn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually keep the layout like this when it's in camper van mode. So how is this going to work? Well, what I'm going to be doing is building a platform back here for the bed, as well as the outdoor kitchenette. So it's going to have a little kitchen that can go underneath the overhang here with the door hatch. So you can cook back here if you want to. Now, what I found in Little Blue, I didn't use it as much when I was stealth city camping, but I did use it when I was out in the compound or or the beach or something, where I could actually use it, get out and use it. But for the most part, when I was stealth camping, I cooked up front. So Little Blue had 2 kitchens. This vehicle will probably have 2 kitchens as well. It'll have a back kitchen for cooking outside, and it'll have a front cooking section, which is meant for stealth camping and traveling, so you can cook while you're driving. And the plan is going to be to build a little, kind of like a little platform here that will come from that section, from those folded seats on back to this area. And I'm going to have like kitchenette here, or kitchenette type stuff that can be cleared and made into a kitchenette. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet, but that's the plan. And then up front here, there's going to be a piece of board that will come over this to flatten it out. So you have a long, flat surface. You hear that knocking? That's one of the issues I'm going to have to fix. So that this car makes noises on its own, like a ghost. So anyhow, we had been talking about the name of the van and what to name it. And I've narrowed it down. Originally I said Snow, and Snow's a fitting name since pretty much all white van. I kind of like Snow, but then I thought about some of the other names people submitted. Like one person said Ghost, and like a ghost, or Casper, the friendly ghost, and somebody said Whitey. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I think I might have the perfect name for this van since it's making funny noises and stuff, and it's going to be stealth, so it's going to be like kind of invisible. And I guess you know where I'm heading here. If it's kind of an invisible van, I could call it Ghost, but Ghost seems so generic and scary. So what I was thinking of calling it is Casper. Casper, the friendly host. Yeah. Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? Casper, the friendly host. Because it's going to be the host for me and my wife as we travel. And it'll be friendly. So it's going to be designed to be friendly. Anyhow, that's the name I'm leaning towards, is Casper. Casper, the friendly host. So we'll put the platform, moving back to van plans, I'm going to put the platform and come all the way up here, and then you can have a nice bed. I do want a real bed, like with cushions and stuff. So, I'm going to see how wide this is and see what kind of mattress I can put back here. They can actually be folded, like maybe a futon mattress or something. So it'll need to be comfortable, and it should be big enough for 2 people. I'm thinking this is like a double, the size of a double bed. The other thing that I'm going to be able to take advantage of is the storage under seat. These open up. You can see there's quite a deep well here. So that can be used for storage. I don't know if I can open it up, but see that's like a big, huge storage area. And there's one on each side. So what I was thinking, in the original Little Blue, I had the batteries and stuff back here taking up all the space. What I'm going to do is actually put it underneath, but I'm not going to put it on this side. I'm going to put it on the other side. So I'm thinking of moving the battery unit over to that side so that it'll be under the floor, out of the way. And then on this side, we're just going to use it for storing things. It can be used to store whatever. I guess you have to pull that. So I got all this storage here, and then I got that side for battery compartment for house battery, because the vehicle will have a house battery. I am not going to use solar power system on the roof, even though I could. The reason is this van is a Ghost. It's going to be kind of invisible. So even though it's going to be a full-fledged camper van that you could actually live in full-time if you wanted to, it's going to look a lot, it's going to look like 100% like a regular van on the outside. That's the goal. And what we're going to do is base the layout pretty much on Little Blue. And what that means is when I put in cabinets and stuff, now I may build some custom cabinets on this build, because I'm not going to extend it out like I did on the, although I might, depending on how things fit. Because it's going to be an ad hoc build, I'm going to be building it and piece by piece and seeing how things fit and cutting pieces to make them fit. But if you'll recall, Little Blue had cabinets over here on this side, had drawers and stuff. And the reason for the drawers being on this side is, I don't know if you can see the driver's seat up there up front. You want to be able to look back and see back. And before, when you look back, you want to be able to look out the window here for safety reasons. So when I originally built Little Blue, the original Little Blue, the cabinets were on this side. But I found as a driver, when I looked back, the cabinets, which were over here, blocked the view. So I couldn't see out the window and, my blind spot. So I on Little Blue 2, the one that was on YouTube, the dark blue one, the cabinet had been moved to this side. So I'm going to keep cabinets on this side. So when you're building your vehicle and you're wanting to put up shelving and cabinets and stuff like that, you might want to consider putting it behind the driver's side. So that way when you turn around to look, you can have access to that window on the other side. And the reason the batteries are being moved to this side is to kind of counterbalance the weight, to try to keep the weight somewhat spread out instead of everything on the left side. Because cabinets are going to be on this side, batteries are going to be on that side. That will kind of hopefully even it out a little bit. And what else? That pretty much is it. I'd like to be able to access these built-ins, but I'm thinking I might be able to use this side. It would be nice, like, when it's in bed mode, that you could have drinks back here if you wanted to. and a little bit of storage, and also the cabinets, but that side will probably not be used. And I might go ahead and try putting in, I might make the bed narrower, because this is actually pretty wide. You can see two people could easily fit in here with a lot of room. Little Blue had cabinets that came out about this far. So I might continue that and make the bed only this wide, So we lose about a foot or so, maybe 10 inches to a foot here. If we go with the old style cabinets, the way we had it before. And what that would mean is that the bed would be narrower, instead of just making the cabinets line straight up with this. Because if I made the cabinets line up, we only have about 6 or 8 inches here of space for storage. And what I would like to do is pull it out and give it a little bit more room so that the vehicle can be used for storage and whatnot. The key, though, is it's got to be done in such a way that I can pretty much dismantle and remove everything within a few minutes. I don't want to, have a build where I have to take everything apart and it takes an hour or so. We want to be able to quickly take it apart, get it to this mode, in the event that I need to haul items and whatnot. So everything will float, can be folded flat, and the van functions like a regular van. And the reason for doing the build like this with the bed platform coming up to here and over this is that I'm going to do it so that I think the bed platform can actually fold back on itself, and then these seats can pop right back up. And, well, you have to hit the switch here, the knob or whatever here, but the seats can pop back up, and the back here has the platform, and that allows the van to function as a passenger van to carry 4 people. So if I have to go somewhere and pick people up, I can carry, 2 more easily while it's still in camper van mode. Well, semi-camper van mode, because the back will have the platform and the bedding materials and whatnot. But this front part, for the most part, becomes a regular van. Now, as far as entertainment and stuff, Little Blue had TVs and whatnot that I built over on the side here. I had my battery bank here and cabinet and a TV and whatnot that could be accessed in a video game system. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Probably not, because, like I said, this is not full-time, even though it could be used for full-time. It's going to be mainly for, like, travel. Like when my wife and I decide to go somewhere, national parks and whatnot, we would have access to the vehicle. And if I'm going to a national park, I'm probably not going to be wanting to watch TV. I'm probably going to be wanting to go outside and enjoy nature. So that is the gist of the build. So think of Little Blue, modified. I do want to try to make things color coordinated and pretty, since the van is in pretty good shape and looks pretty. It really does look very clean. And what else? I think that's about it for now, Yeah. Oh, something I wanted to point out that was kind of interesting. There are ports here for battery access, and I don't know, that says power outlet. There's a power outlet here for like 12 volts. And I don't know if that's, they're two 12 volts. I think one goes to the battery and one, I don't know if one stays on and one shuts off. I don't know. But on the other side of the vehicle, it also had power outlets. I don't know if there's any back here. I don't see any built-ins back here for power outlets. But it had a power outlet right here. Well, I guess that's the door lock. Where's the power outlet? Oh, it's on the other side. But if you can see there, it has the top one is like a 12-volt power outlet. And the bottom is actually 110. But it's only 150 watts. So, not going to be able to use a rice cooker on that. Otherwise, it would be perfect if it did 300 watts. But the vehicle had been designed so that you could actually run like, 120 volt, 115, 120 volt appliances through the car. There must be an inverter somewhere. And I don't know if there's a switch to turn it on and off, or if it's always on. but the car supports 120 volts. So if you didn't even want to build in your own battery bank, you know, and have the power pack for the rice cooker and stuff like I'm going to be installing, you could run like a slow cooker or something. As long as it uses less than 150 watts, you could run it off that port. The other cool thing about this van that's different than a little blue, well, everything is power. So the rear windows do in fact open. There's a button up at the front of the driver's side that can actually open both panels up. So we're going to be installing mosquito screening for the rear because I want that for circulation. But even cooler is that the middle doors, you know, the door's open right now, but the middle door windows can be opened on this vehicle. Yeah. So this van can have really nice circulation. I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting mosquito nets on that so that you can open it at night. I'm thinking not. I'm thinking just doing the front, the rear here, as well as the front one. So then you get the cross breeze blowing across. The vehicle's probably going to be like a little blue and have 2 or 3 fans, 12-volt fans that can be run. So it's basically an updated blue, although it's white. So it's Casper. And of course, we got all these storage things up here. It's not much, but it is there. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to put there yet. And they got all this stuff, which I don't know. I still haven't figured out where the bathroom, kitchen, and everything's going to be yet. But if you stay tuned to this channel, you'll see as soon as I do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, any thoughts, please feel free to post them. I would appreciate it if you enjoyed this video that you give it a thumbs up and share it with other people who are in process of trying to build a van and needing some ideas, because we're getting ready to start. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.